Hello, this is Tracy the Artsy Gardener. Thanks so much for watching. In this video, we are going to tour Carlls River Botanical Gardens at Geiger Park, located on the lovely Long Island. We are going to be guided through this botanical gardens by an amazingly talented horticulturist, Jennifer Ulsheimer. She is so inspiring, she is so creative, and just wait till you see how she's designed this beautiful botanical gardens. I came here in June with my garden club and I had to come back in August to see how the plants have matured. So I'm so excited for you guys to come along with me. Grab a cup of coffee, maybe a tea, and just sit back and relax as Jennifer and I tour these gardens for you.
Thank you for doing this, and yes, lead away. We are all excited to be here with you.
Welcome to the Carlls River Botanical Garden at Geiger Park. It is a garden in the making. We are still building it, but we have a lot to show you, so let's go inside.
Amazing, thank you.
As we're entering the garden, we have a very open field in front of us, and that is the third phase of our project, which we will be hopefully starting within the next year. And there'll be 3 new gardens on that side, as well as a visitor center and possibly working greenhouses. Since it's not that fancy right now, we decided to do this beautiful walkway, and in the walkway we have some hardy bananas and some nice colorful plants that just lead you to where the garden will be beginning.
So when I had come here with the garden club, you actually blew my mind. I didn't know that green bananas, you could overwinter with just mulching.
Yes.
That is so fabulous. And we're in a zone 7A, right? Is it still a zone 7A? They keep changing it.
Yeah, it's changing a little bit, but yeah, so technically the island actually has 3 zones on it. So, you know, in the middle of the island it's definitely warmer than on the east end of the island, and then of course the closer you get to the city it gets warmer as well. So there's multiple zones, and even in the Pine Barrens area it's cooler. So it's always changing, ever changing.
Yes.
So yeah, these bananas were wintered over, just a little bit of mulch, and
So
they
amazing.
actually came back. We have a beautiful banana in the back that is tremendous, twice the size of these.
Wow, and all you do is just cut it back and then mulch it.
That's it.
That's fabulous.
So as we're entering the garden here, you can see this is our sunflower patch. It's a little short this year, and we don't really know why, but it's still beautiful, and it should be really showing all its colors within the next 2 weeks. We also plant zinnias so that we have color throughout the whole season, and when all of this is said and done, the birds and the squirrels just devour all the seeds that are left for them.
It's amazing. So in years prior to the ones in the back, they were ginormous?
They were a lot taller. Yeah, we started a little bit later, and we don't know if it's just the variety or this whole year has been a little strange.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it might just be the year.
Okay.
So, but it's shorter so everybody can see them better.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, those colors are fabulous. And that's all seeds, right? Everything was grown by seed.
Here, yes.
Amazing.
So this is the Carlls River, and right here is where we have our Turtle Cove. And in the springtime, the turtles will hang out there, sunning themselves, warming up from the winter. And it's really a lazy river, but it's a very important river to the Long Island ecosystem. It's the 3rd largest watershed on the island, and all the water that comes through here goes all the way out to the Great South Bay.
Wow.
So it's a really important piece of land that we help to preserve and to make better. But you can see out on the rocks there's some turtles hanging out there.
Everybody loves turtles.
And then if you come over this way, you'll see our swans and our 2 babies. They're out there swimming.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
It's probably a fan favorite for people.
Oh yes, yes. And they've been. Swans can be very aggressive when they have babies, but these boy and girl, they've been take pictures, and you know, you can see people in the distance just checking them out because they're so pretty.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. In addition to just renovating this park that was in disrepair, we were able to salvage all the old growth trees that were here on the property. We did have to remove some due to damage or disease, but we were able to use them as a framework for all the new gardens that we put in, which has been really fabulous. So as we're walking up the pathway here, you can see to your right, this is our dwarf conifer garden. It's a collection of all evergreen plants. I also threw in some deciduous ones that were just really cool, and I wanted it to all work together.
Yeah, this is stunning.
The dwarf conifer garden, if people want conifers in their homes and they can't find the space, this is a great alternative. So we wanted to show people what they had at their fingertips if they wanted it.
Oh, lovely. And then what did you plant up front here?
So this is all, this is Angelonia. There's a white and purple form. Then there's also a yellow and pink form of petunia with a Holda vinca that is in here, reseeded from last year because that was what was planted here last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we got some free plants, which is always nice. They
Always.
blend really well together.
Yeah, it's always nice getting free plants. Wow, and what is this bush right here?
This is a dwarf crepe myrtle.
Oh my gosh,
Isn't
I don't
it
think I've
beautiful?
ever seen one.
I wanted to add a little color with dwarfs so that people could see that dwarfs aren't just evergreen, but they could also be in colored.
And when does that bloom? Just like summertime?
It's all summertime, yeah. All the dwarf crepe myrtles bloom in the summertime.
Oh, that one over there is as well?
Yeah,
right there.
So there's a super dwarf, and then there's a semi-dwarf, and then we also have our large-scale crepe myrtles in the back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so fabulous. I'm gonna just walk around because it's so stunning.
Yeah, because I had just planted this before your group.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it was so like straggly looking. It was terrible.
We were all talking about how, like, I think our garden tour with you was at like 10 a.m. And you were like, yes, I just planted this morning. We're like, oh my gosh, when did she get here? At like 5 in the morning?
Yeah, well, I'm here a lot. A lot.
When you do what you love, it's not really work,
No.
but it is, you
Yeah,
know?
I know. It
Yeah.
is in a way, but I mean, I literally will do this for 8 to 10 hours here and then go home and work in my yard if the sun's still up. So
That's amazing. So stunning.
So as we continue walking through the garden, this is our cottage garden, and it's a mix of shrubs and trees and tropicals and annuals, a few perennials, and it's one of my favorite gardens to plant every year. It really, the cottage lends itself so easily to making it beautiful.
Oh my, it's stunning. This Tradescantia is,
It's such a showstopper.
oh my gosh.
Everybody's like, what is that plant?
And the contrast that how you planted it is phenomenal. And what are these yellow guys
So
here?
that's marigold.
Oh,
But that's a Durango, so it's a more open flower as opposed to such a tight flower.
yeah.
I like them better. They're my favorite type of marigold.
I'm going to be planting those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Durango's a great one. It comes in yellow, orange, and then like a bicolor. And then there's kind of like a more of a reddish orange
Oh,
over
down there.
Yeah.
Whoop there. These cannas too.
Yeah, that's called Cleopatra.
Oh my God, look at that
Yeah,
leaf
the leaf
irrigation.
is amazing. I know. I wanted them for years, and I finally got them, so I was very happy about that.
Wow. So do you collect the seed then? And
No,
then...
I'll dig up the tubers and I'll store them for the winter,
Nice.
and then replant them. But
Yeah,
yeah, the colors of the flowers are so different and exciting.
Yeah, I got into harvesting canna seeds, and I have so many, but it takes a lot longer than using like the
Yes.
tubers.
Yep.
Oh
And we
my
always plant our zinnias in here as well to just give it that old-fashioned feel.
Yes.
And that's the Joe Pyeweed.
Right behind it.
Yeah,
there.
they're right behind, like the soft purple. And that's a big bee and butterfly attractor.
As one just zoomed by my head.
Yes. Oh,
Oh
yeah,
my
we have plenty
gosh.
of insects here, that's for sure.
It's great for the ecosystem. Oh my, this
Yeah.
is stunning. So, this has to be my favorite.
Yeah,
like,
this
so far.
is a great garden to plant. It's fun, and but actually the Joe Pyeweed, I trim that twice before I let it fully grow, because otherwise it would be taller than the cannas.
Wow.
Yeah, it gets very tall.
Wow.
So I actually pinch it back 2 times without the season. Same thing with the sedum, because otherwise it just flop over and
Yeah.
it floats on itself. It's terrible. little beat up with all the rain you had. Some of the petunias don't like that too much, so they're a little shabby. This is
If this is shabby, I'll take this any day of the week.
This is Tibicina. It's the Brazilian glory flower. It's got that royal purple color, which is, and the leaves are actually soft like a lamb's ear. So you can really get that feel of it.
I'm gonna touch them. Yeah.
The large scale variety is actually even softer.
Really?
Yep.
And the bananas, are those the bananas that you were referring to earlier that
well,
are
actually
huge?
It's down there.
Oh, I was
yes,
like,
you can
those
see the
are
height of
huge.
those as well. And I just planted those this season.
Wow.
Yeah, those are new because we had a Norway spruce here that unfortunately got needle blight and we had to take it out. So we put the evergreen magnolia in. But it's so small now, so I said, well, we need some height back there. So.
Yeah, no, that was a good choice.
Yep. I love to use tropicals with traditional plants because it really just gives you a great texture to work off of.
Yeah.
So having this like heavy tropical feel and then all the softness of the smaller annuals is super fun.
It's perfection. You're brilliant. This is
I don't know about that. I just you know, and that's the beauty of flowers is that if you don't like it this year, you change it for next year.
it's true.
And
Ever changing.
ever changing.
And then here are your vegetable gardens.
Yes. So the vegetable gardens are all in raised planters, which are awesome to have, especially for harvesting. And we rotate the crops every year. We typically plant tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, cucumbers, zucchini, potatoes. I have some herbs, basil, and sometimes we do cabbage and kale and green beans. And all of the produce that we get out of this garden is given to our local soup kitchens.
That's so amazing.
As of right now, today is what, August 15th, 16th? We've donated 200, actually I have to change that, it's 280 pounds. But
That's amazing.
I'll be harvesting tomorrow, so that will be going up anyway.
That's so amazing.
And all of the food that is grown here is organic. You can see our beautiful eggplants.
Wow.
They're so cute. So we grow 3 different kinds of eggplant. We do the traditional Italian eggplant. We do the Japanese or Chinese eggplant, which is long and slender, and we also do white eggplant.
I just tried a Mardi Gras eggplant. Have you ever seen that?
No,
Where
I
it's
haven't
like
seen it.
purple and white.
Oh, okay.
It was good. Tasted the same.
Here's the Asian eggplant.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that cool? And they're a little bit sweeter. So they definitely, they don't have as many seeds either, which is really nice.
Interesting.
Out of control.
Are they on their final leg, the tomatoes?
No. Good morning, how are you? Yeah, I know, because I try to use indeterminate ones instead of determinate so that I get a longer harvesting season. But the problem is they all come at the same time.
Yeah.
So every time I go to the soup kitchen, they're like, oh, the tomato lady's here. I'm like, sorry, that's all I got today. But our zucchini got some squash vine borer, so they're not doing too good. But well, we leave them until they're completely gone. I always do a second sowing of the zucchini because of the borer. So these are all our beefsteaks. You can see they're coming into color.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah.
This is so fabulous. And you do a lot of farming with kids, right?
Well, anytime a kid or a family comes into the garden, I always try to give them an experience when they come here. I want them to see where their food is coming from. I want them to understand that it comes from plants and not pea pod.
Yeah.
And so they have a great time because they usually take them home. And I had a little boy who wouldn't let his mom cut up the tomato because she wanted to keep it forever.
I love that.
And she's like, no, we gotta eat it. So that's our plum tomatoes over there. Those are all your sauce tomatoes. And then we have the basil right next door, which is doing fantastic. Needs to be trimmed.
It is.
And then I have some more of the early girls and the like little cherry tomatoes over here.
This is phenomenal.
Got a lot of food out of here.
I know, just like my kids, I am starting to do, instead of just doing flower gardens, I'm doing more of a fruit and vegetable garden, and they appreciate it more.
Yes.
They want to eat it. It's definitely, the more you know, the better.
Yes, and I feel like it's so important for them to know where food comes from and know, you know, that it's not just a given. Like, it has to be, someone works really hard to make that food for you.
100%. I agree with that. And you know what? My kids like getting in the dirt and experiencing the whole garden situation.
So we have a lilac garden here on the property, and if anybody has lilacs in their yard, they know once they're done blooming, they're really boring plants. So I needed some real estate, and I decided to utilize it with our pumpkin patch.
Oh, I love it.
And so the pumpkins kind of just do their thing. They grow all over, and they're very happy here. And the lilacs don't seem to mind being trellises for them. We actually have a little baby pumpkin coming here. See that?
Wow.
Yeah. This one's called Big Moon. It's supposed to be, Easy Monster. I'm sorry. We do have Big Moon somewhere else. But yeah, they're supposed to be the easiest, biggest.
Oh yeah, there's another one down there too.
Yep. Last year, I think we had about 25 pumpkins come out of here. Like, good size too.
Wow. And how many seeds is that you're planting?
So there's probably, I do 5 seeds per area. So probably 5, 10, 15, 20, 40 seeds.
Wow.
Yep. Not all of them germinate. That's
Yeah,
why I do so
yep.
many. So, as I said before, we have all these beautiful oak growth trees on the property. So we were able to utilize these beautiful oaks to allow our rhododendron azalea planting because of the acidity that the oak leaves produce in the soil. So we have a really nice collection of both evergreen and deciduous, and we have an understory of Stewardia and Crusa dogwood. And this is our May garden. This is spectacular in May. All the gardens that we have on the property have a specific time and a time to shine, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So this is our May garden.
Yeah, my garden at home is starting to look a little spent, so I think I
Yeah.
have to go to like the nursery and see what's in bloom to really get like a full seasonal garden.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like we pick, like our annuals are kind of going the other direction now, but they're still beautiful. It's just they're just getting tired. And
Yes,
so
yeah.
am I, so.
Yeah.
So we add a little color on this side. It's very wet soil here, so the guinea patients absolutely love it. And we like to add a little bit of sparkle because, again, once the rhodies are done, they're kind of boring.
It still looks fabulous, this rose
It's got a
garden.
little black spot, it's got a little stuff, but I mean, it's still blooming, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
The annuals filled in around the fountain, which is lovely. And the sweet potato vine I've taken over on the trellis in the back.
So I was talking with Jennifer, and we were here with my garden club in June, and I'm gonna show some footage of how stunning the blooms are on the flowers and how fragrant it was. I know you can't smell it, but it was phenomenal. It was enough for me to be like, I want to come back here and do a full video with Jennifer, because also she's so knowledgeable.
Well, like you said, when you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life.
It's true.
I've been in this industry, I think, it's 34 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long time.
I want to see your garden at home. I'm sure that's
I have to
phenomenal.
show you a picture. I'll show you when we're
Yes.
done. But in the distance, you can see the crepe myrtles are all in bloom, and we put more deciduous along the fence line so that the people that live in the neighborhood can still see in,
Yes.
but still have a little bit of privacy. And then in the wintertime, when there's nobody in the garden, then it's open and they have full view of everything.
And a lot of people come here just to walk around, just for this like tranquil moment.
Come almost every day to do their power walking or do their meditation.
Oh, I love
There's
it.
one woman who comes and does her rosary beads, and she just loves being here.
I love being here.
So on the trellises on the back here, we have our mandevilla in multiple colors. And I said, oh, I'm going to plant some sweet potato vine. I think it'd be a nice contrast with the stone. Well, you can see that it is totally taken over. So next year, I'm only planting 1 instead of 2.
Wow, that's only
plants.
two.
Only
Holy
2 plants.
moly.
So you can see they're very happy here. And then the euphorbia diamond frost is twinkling in
Yes.
between, which is lovely.
Oh, this is a stunning planting. Oh, bravo. This looks so good. Wow, this is like everybody's dream.
It just took off. And I was scared because I wasn't sure, but I said, I'm gonna try it. You gotta try it.
Yeah. And I feel like even my mandevilla at home, it's taking a little longer this year.
Yes.
Like normally I felt like by this time it was like, it would be like all the way up on
Yeah.
these like trellises.
No, I think everything is just a little off this year. And
Yeah.
I think it's the weather.
Mm.
You know, we had all that humidity and then it got really weird and now it's cool and I just don't know what to do.
Yeah. But stunning. This is a stunning location.
Get honey out of our hives.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see all those.
Yeah.
Stunning. Yeah, there's some bloomers still struggling.
Still struggling to keep going.
Yes. Yeah, when we were here in June, it was so fragrant and so lovely. It was probably like one of the nicest rose gardens I've seen.
We don't spray our roses with any chemical because we try to be as organic as possible here. And that's why they're just not as beautiful as they could be. But you know what? The watershed is more important to us. So
Yeah.
we prune, we do what we can, and we do have underground watering through soaker hoses. So it does help to mitigate the black spot and other diseases.
And then, so you also have a hive over
Right,
here.
so this is our apiary, and we have our 3 hives. And they've only been here since middle of May. After Mother's Day they were installed, and we were able to pull 120 pounds of Carlls River Botanical Garden honey this year.
Wow. So are you selling that or how?
So the beekeeper actually, he owns the hives and he sells it through his business, which is R&J Apiary, which they're out of Amityville, New York. They are on Facebook, and I got the opportunity to actually spin the honey with him, and it was the coolest thing I've ever done. So, and it's really interesting because he has other hives at a farm in Amityville as well, and the farm honey is so much lighter than the Carlls River honey because of the trees that were in bloom at the time.
So interesting.
And we actually had a swarm the other day.
I feel like I could really like get to know bees and have like
it's a fascinating thing. He's coming on Saturday, and I have a bee suit because I weed whack around the bees.
Yeah.
And I get to look at the hives every week with him, and it's just really, really awesome.
Yeah, maybe I'll put his link in the description too, just so.
I can give you his business card.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, oh, he'd love that. We had a swarm on one of these trees, so some of the hive actually left the hive and all congregated on the tree.
Wow.
And so we were able to catch it, which was great, but we had to let it re-queen because we didn't get the queen with the swarm, so that happens.
She's still MIA?
So yeah, she may have come back. I don't know. As of last week, she didn't. So all over the place.
This is stunning, this pathway here.
We're actually going to do the same pathway from the rose garden to the bees. And I want to plant mint in between it.
Yes.
Not mint, I'm sorry, thyme.
Okay.
So that when you walk on it and crush the thyme, you'll have the fragrance. Plus, bees love thyme.
Really? I never knew that. Yeah, is that flagstone?
Bluestone.
I had
Yeah,
no clue
bluestone
what I was
flagstone.
saying. I was
No,
like, I'm
no,
just going to
it's-
throw it
it's
out
pretty
there.
much the same thing. It's pretty much the same. Persian Field.
Persian Shield,
Yeah.
yeah.
Isn't that gorgeous? It's almost like
Oh my-
iridescent.
Yes.
And it has a very insignificant white flower. But it's like the coleus flower. You just cut them off.
Yeah, and it just helps the foliage
Yes.
grow better by doing that. Yeah. Oh, I love this. This is fabulous.
And the crazy thing, we pruned all the evergreens already, and they're already just so happy. So I can't get in there now and do it because I'll crush everything, so we just have to wait for the fall.
So many layers. It's so stunning.
And then once all of the annuals come out, we plant about 3,000 tulips in here.
Wow. And do you then save your tulip bulbs? Because a lot of people say, oh, that you
No,
get one good push out of them.
Yeah, that's the truth. What we do is we put them out front, and everybody gets a little brown bag, and everybody can take a little piece of Geiger home with them.
I love that.
So it was like we tried it one year, and it was such a big hit. Now people are like when are they coming out? When are they coming out? I'm like, oh my gosh. He said they'll be out when they're ready.
Yeah, at the water drinker farm, they had a tulip thing where you could, for
Dig
$20, dig them up. So I got like 300. I got in there. I was like a crazy person. People were looking at me, but I was like, I'm going to give it a whirl. And I'd say only half of them probably bloomed.
That's why we buy brand new ones every year.
Yeah.
Because we want the show.
Yeah.
We want the show.
Good.
So this area is called the ribbon path. And you know, everybody has a ribbon that's close to their heart, whether it's autism or breast cancer or ovarian cancer or pancreatic cancer. So we wanted to have a ribbon that people could walk and think about the people either that they have in their lives that are fighting, or the people who they've lost, or the people who've won, and they can just celebrate them on this ribbon walk. So we decided to keep all the coloration down here very muted, and this is our pinetum, which again is a collection of evergreens, whether it's needle evergreens or broadleaf evergreens. But we had to throw in a little bit of tropical flair. So this is, again, the hardy banana, which is absolutely massive. And this is only the second year we've had it here.
Wow.
Yeah.
And again, you just cut it down and then mulch it.
That's it.
And it comes back.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
And some people don't even mulch it. We do that just for a little added protection.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal idea, the ribbon. It's
we wanted to,
for so many people.
Right. And a lot of people, when they walk it, they don't realize they're walking it. And then so a lot of people ask me like, oh, why'd you do that? And then I tell them, and they're like, I knew it. I knew there was a meaning. I knew it. So you can see we have a cryptomeria here, which is a Japanese cedar. Love the leaf on that.
Yeah.
And our dragon pine, which is just so showy.
Yeah, I've never seen these before.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. And the umbrella pine, which is more of a waxy kind of a needle on it. And the cones are very unique, which I love too.
I'm going to check them out.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It is nice.
Put a little glitter on that and you're good to go. We have our native pitch pine, which is very important to the aquifers that, you know, we have our water source from on the island. It's not the prettiest pine, but it does the job it needs to do. This is a concolor fir. I love the blue coloration of it. This is pretty here. Oh, here we have the Japanese white pine. I like it. It looks like it's like going to dance with you or something. Yeah.
Sculptural. I love it.
And then our weeping Atlantic cedar.
That's a very popular one, I feel like, in front of people's
a lot of
houses.
people have that.
Yeah. I see
We keep
why.
ours trimmed, you know, because we don't want it to get too big. And then we have some of our the weeping Alaskan cedar and the wolf pine, the yellow deodar, the Colorado blue spruce, and this is a lacebark pine, which actually has exfoliating bark.
This one right there?
Yes, the one right in front.
Yeah, that banana tree is definitely...
It's massive. Got a little beat up with the wind from the post-hurricane winds we had the other day, but...
Did you have a lot of debris down for that?
Yeah, we had a lot of, like, small branches. Nothing big came down, thank goodness. So we were very lucky for that.
Yeah, it's happy here. Look at all those new leaves about to unfurl.
And watching them unfurl, like, tomorrow they'll be almost all unfurled.
Wow.
Yeah, that doesn't take long.
It's a happy camper.
All right, so we are going to be entering what's called the wetland proper on the property, which is a lot of property. This is an area that's regulated by the Department of Environmental Conservation. It is the area that protects the waterway that we went over the Carlls River. So in here, if anything falls, everything has to be put back into the forest to be utilized by the insects, the wildlife, and you know, just Mother Nature in general. Most of the plants that are in here are native. We have clethra, which is summer sweet. We have dogwoods, the Florida dogwood. We have oaks, red maples. There's some really cool perennials in here. We have roundleaf pyrola and spotted wintergreen. And you had to look for those because they're kind of small, but I got very excited when I found them in here. And this is a great place. I always tell the kids when they come here, do you want to go in the spooky forest? And they're like, yeah, that's so awesome. So this is a great place for the kids to come and just kind of wander around in the forest a little bit. But it really is a great addition to the garden because it shows that you can use natives and you can have a natural planting incorporated into an ornamental planting. And we've tried to create a yin and yang, I guess, of the natural world as well as the ornamental world.
And it's so calming, so
Yes.
peaceful. This could be so meditative to so many people just walking through here.
And you know, it's again, we always try to find work in here in the summertime because it's a lot cooler in here as well. And but like I said, as you can see, some branches have fallen. We'll cut these up and we'll just put them right back into the woods. I haven't been in here since the storm, so now I know.
Not too shabby though.
No, not too bad. Not too bad. And it's a great addition to the property. This was here. We just cleaned it up a little bit, and the pathways were already established, so the DEC allowed us to keep them and maintain them.
Perfect.
Yeah. Like when you come over the bridge, we wanted something bam in your face. You know, you come through here, you got something very beautiful in your visual screen. So that was one of the key things when we were designing the property, that anywhere you came from was always something pretty.
So this is the other end of the sunflower garden. It's just stunning.
Yeah, another 2 weeks and it'll be really, really blooming. But like I said, we got a late start, unfortunately. But you know what? It's actually good because it'll go later into the season and people get to enjoy it more.
And it's not like it's a sight for sore eyes at any
No, I
any
mean,
angle.
we were in, the weeds were terrible last week. We were in here weeding. I had 7 people in here weeding, and we got a lot done in like a day and a half. So it was pretty good. But you got to be careful too because you don't want to rip anything out. But yeah, hopefully it'll hold its own for the rest of the season. Well, we have multiple varieties in here. So we did a lot of the multi-branching form because you get more bang for your buck with them. We do have a few of the mammoth in here, the big Russian sunflowers, but most of them are either evening sun. We have chocolate cherry, which is like a deep burgundy. We have fun in the sun, which is another multi-stem. And we always get all kinds of, I just order every variety that's multi-stem and we just plant them and mix them all up. This is a little bit of a free-for-all garden, but it works.
I think those are the best.
Yeah.
Let Mother Nature decide what's happening to an extent.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you for coming to our little garden.
Us on a tour. This is fabulous, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen over here.
Yes. Yeah. The plans are the 3 gardens, which I spoke about earlier. There's going to be a Japanese-style garden with a koi pond, a wedding garden that's going to be tiered like a wedding cake, but it'll all be flowers, and then a bird sanctuary along the homes to give them a buffer as well as give another respite for the wildlife that resides here on the property.
Oh, I can't wait to come back. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. All right, so the Carlls River Botanical Garden is part of Geiger Park, and as we look this way, you can see what the Geiger Park actually is. So it's a combination of our spray park. We also have a really fun playground, and we continue the botanical feel into the property on this side because we really want everything to be cohesive. So you can see the planting here. We call this our quadrant. And my assistant, he wanted to put in these planting beds and really give this a little sparkle. That's one of the big things we do here at the garden and the park is that my staff is all included in the designs of the property on this side. So we had Michael does some things, G does some things, Ben does some things, Diane does some things. So it's nice because they get to see their work, they get to watch it grow, and they get to critique it throughout the season. And being, you know, as they call me, boss lady, it's great to give them the opportunity to be creative and to find what they love. And it adds a different flavor as to what I design too. So it's a great thing to have a little bit of everybody here at the facility.
I love it. And they did such a great
Didn't
job.
they do a great job?
Yes.
I'm so proud of them.
Yes.
They always knock it out of the park. I'm always so proud of them.
I am so grateful for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tracy Elizabeth, the Artsy Gardener. I am an artist. You can find my work in my Etsy shop, The Artsy Gardener 29. Feel free to peruse, no need to buy anything, unless you want to support the arts, which then I greatly appreciate you. All links are in the descriptions below. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day, and if you're not out there doing something artsy, get out there and do something artsy. Take care.